Frank Lombardi, 115, 111, George Kambsos Jr.
Listening in.
Don Trella, 114, 113, Teofimo Lopez. And Glenn Feldman scored this contest 115 to 112 for your winner by split
115, 112
decision.
has to be Kambsos.
He's still undefeated. And the new
All right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new lightweight champion of the world. George Kambsos Jr., who, in my opinion, won 8 of the 12 rounds. Round 8 was close, but I still feel Kambsos did enough to win. And I'm trying to remember what the other swing round I had. I think it was 10 or 11, but I still feel Kambsos did enough to win. Even if I would have given those two, I guess I would have had a draw, but can't complain too much with a draw. But I will say that the right man won this fight. Okay, so before anything, we always want to make sure the right person wins. Everything's decided in the ring, right? En el boxeo no hay llorones. Tenemos que ser honestos. We need to be honest. George Kambsos won this fight, all right? And the judges definitely got it right. The one judge, I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't know, man. I could see the pathway to a draw, maybe. But in my opinion, it was 8 rounds to 4. You know, I basically had Kambsos winning by the end of the 11th. And I felt like I texted a couple people, Teofimo needs a knockout to win, right? And he didn't get the knockout. And everything to me, like there was definitely something off, but you know, it's we have to give credit to the winner, right? And all I gotta say is, and if we keep it honest, Teofimo was hurt several times in this fight, right? Now everybody knows I am a big fan of Teofimo Lopez. That has not changed, but you got to keep it real. They spiked his water. No, I'm just joking, but like he just didn't look good tonight. Kambsos didn't do. Now, I did say that Kambsos was not going to fight the way some people saw him fight in other fights. I said he's going to be on his back foot, and he was. Okay, so he was not cooperating with what Lopez wanted him to do. Lopez's lead hand was lazy, and I also think that the speed of Kambsos caught him off guard a little bit. I do have to be honest. I think the speed was something that I don't think he was expecting, right? Kambsos, somebody said in the chat, Jaime, look, was he hurt several times? Sure, but not as many times. There was some good things Teofimo was doing. Like for example, he was throwing the jabs to the body, but Kambsos was blocking it with his forearms. Let's see what he says. Hold on.
The questions people had were not could you win, but what round were you going to get knocked out in? How did you pull off this upset victory?
Did I change your week? Have I changed my whole career? Never. I believed in myself. I backed myself.
Well, he's saying he's believed in himself, et cetera, et cetera. You guys got it? Okay. Great performance by Kambsos. I mean, I think he did a really good job controlling the ring. He definitely was a ring general in most of the rounds. He was doing a great job countering Teofimo with the hook and the right hand all night. And Teofimo almost had no answers the whole night. He would almost accept that he got hit, and then he would just keep doing what he's doing. The jab was effective at times for Teofimo, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. That right hand, by the way, by Kambsos at the start, he was landing that right hand several times in the fight. And he couldn't stop it. He couldn't stop the right hand. Point blank, period. That's not opinion. That's not me. I'm just telling you what you guys saw. You guys saw it too. Right? Teofimo went down. Teofimo, I mean, he's acting shocked after the fight. I don't know what you're shocked about. I mean, this was not your night. Clearly, was not his night. Kambsos definitely won this fight. I will say this though. A lot of people were giving Kambsos no shot at all. Right? Now, I did say this was a sleeper fight. I did say I didn't think he would win. Don't get me wrong, but I did feel he was going to give Lopez a hell of a fight, especially for the first few rounds. Now, I was still way off because I did not see this result. But a lot of people slept. My point is a lot of people slept on Kambsos, right? A lot of people did. I got to say, he took the right hand of Lopez really, really good. So a credit to him. Lopez knocked him down. It felt like this may be the end, and he couldn't put him away. Right? He just couldn't put him away. So, like, that is that. It's time for Lopez to go back to the drawing board. It's time, like, you know what I mean? That's the way, that's life. Go back to the drawing board. I believe there'll be a rematch, or they'll probably put Kambsos in there with Loma. And I have to be honest, I think Loma beats Kambsos. Right? I don't know how much that means because I obviously felt that, you know what I mean? But I wanted to come on record before they announced the decision because I had this feeling like whenever there's a house fighter, there's always that one judge, and we saw it again, right? That this can't be a coincidence, right? Like it always happens in boxing, but hey, the right man won, man.
Tonight, man. Everybody know that. The referee raised my hand. I won tonight. I don't care what anybody says, yo.
I have to be honest. I don't like Teofimo's attitude right now at all.
I've been here. I've done that. I want to thank God. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight. Look, I ain't no sore loser. I take my wins like I take my losses. At the end of the day, man, I'm a true champion. I came out here. I did what I had to do. And I went out there and I did my best. Yo, I don't care what anybody says, man. I am as real as they come. And watch, this is the takeover, man. We don't stop. We keep coming. Yo, at the end of the day, man, I love you all. I won this fight.
Teofimo, you believe coming in that you were going to be able to end this?
Yo, I don't like this attitude, guys. I just have to be honest. I have to be. This is not a good attitude right here.
After that, man, it is what it is. It's boxing. But you know what, man? I know what it is. I know how these people work. Referee knew I won tonight. Everybody knew I won tonight. And I'm just thankful.
Look, Teofimo was over here talking about a conspiracy. He just got outboxed tonight, brother. I just have to be honest with you. All right? Point blank, period. He got outboxed tonight. Right? You can't blame the judges. You can't start a conspiracy or how and speak vaguely. Like, I know how these people work, and you know.
But you know what? I give you respect. I came here. I gave you the respect in the ring, and I won the fight. I got the belts. Take it like a champ. You move on. We do it again in Australia. 80,000 people, me and you, brother. What a war we'll have in Australia. Let's do it again.
Teofimo just doing it again in Australia. PLU.
This is crazy.
Now I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna spend time with my son. I haven't spent time with my boy in a long time. I mean, he was just born 11 days ago, and that's really what matters to me. Family, man. And to everybody, I apologize in advance, man. To all those, I wanted to be the inspiration for all of them, for the new generation. And I still am, man.
I got to tell you, man, it's not a good look. It's got to be honest with you right now. Like, you have to, like, if you guys remember when, like, Dio won against Loma, and Loma was backstage, and I got to keep the same energy. He's doing the same thing right now. Right?
Everybody else did it when they won all the belts, man. But no excuses, man. I don't want everybody to boo and shit like that, man. I come clean with this shit. At the end of the day, I love you all. Thank you to all my sponsors. Thank you to my endorsements. I appreciate. I
think Teofimo Lopez is showing signs of going through a lot of emotions right now. He's saying a lot of things like that are contrary to one another. Like, no excuses this, no excuses that, but I won this fight. You know what's up. I know how, quote unquote, these people work. Who are these people? I don't know, right? I mean, this guy's from Australia. You're in your hometown. I do not like. I just got to keep it real. And you guys know DStyleBoxing keeps the shit real all the fucking time. I got to tell you right now, this is not a good look. It's got to be honest. All right. Kambsos won this fight 100% fair and square. The best anyone can give me is a draw. That's at best. And that's being very generous with Teofimo Lopez. We got to be honest, right? Look, I'm not happy that he lost, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm not, like obviously everyone knows I supported Teofimo Lopez. I still want to support Teofimo Lopez. But he has to take this loss. And by just saying I'm not a sore loser, I'm going to take this loss like a man, saying it isn't enough. You have to actions speak louder than words, right? Like, just take the loss like a man. Like, it's that simple. The right man won tonight, point blank, period. Point blank, period. This is Kambsos' night. Kambsos won tonight. Simple as that. Teofimo had his moments. Ironically, he had some big moments before he got knocked down. He got a little too careless. He was not using his jab. And look, there's going to be a lot of you out there that are big Teofimo fans and, don't want to keep it real, but just keep it real. All right? There's no reason not to. A lot of you texted me, just keep it real. All right? Teofimo Lopez lost this fight. Point blank. Right? Did not expect this result, but that's the result. Objectively speaking, Kambsos won this fight. Simple as that. Simple as that. Point blank. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is only boxing. That's it, right? Don't never wear your heart in your sleeve when it comes to the sport of boxing. It's only a sport. Guys win, guys lose. It's not a big deal. Like, oh, DStyle, the cavalry's gonna come after you, DStyle. Like, well, that's fine. I'll eat my crow because I got my pick wrong. That's fine. Teofimo Lopez needs to go back to the drawing board. But at the end of the day, this is boxing, guys. All right? Now, that's a consistent message for you. Best believe. All right? So, I don't know if something's going to come out. I know Teofimo was already talking about an injury before this fight. And I did hear those things, and people did bring it up to my attention. Hey, DStyle, what's up with him talking about the injury? You know what I mean? Just like all I'm saying is, is this. There's a possibility they may reveal an injury, and then in turn, it's going to be, oh, that's why he lost. Look, at the end of the day, the right man won tonight. Kambsos he executed a good game plan. Of course, it was rocky at times. I gave Teofimo 4 rounds. There was about 2 swing rounds in there that he maybe could have won, but I personally feel Kambsos won those rounds still. But at the end of the day, the right man won, guys. Okay? But I had this feeling this people are saying, hey, DStyle, is that a built-in excuse? I don't know if that was a built-in excuse. I don't think he intended to lose, right? But you should never say, quote unquote, hey, I have an injury and I'm going into this fight with an injury. Because people will say, and at that point they have a right to say, you're already creating a built-in excuse. Guys, no one goes to the ring 100%. Okay? There's always a nagging injury that somebody goes to the ring with. It's very rare that a fighter goes to the ring 100%. Okay? So maybe Teofimo did have some nagging injury, but guess what? Kambsos probably had something nagging him as well. Right?
His whole team needs to kind of regroup a little bit. Hey, Chris, what do you think of Teo? Listen, I know every fighter doesn't want to lose, but he thought he went 10 of the rounds. Are you kidding?
And I got to say, People are gonna say, "Hey, he didn't look like the same fighter he was when he fought Loma," and people are gonna say a lot of things, right? And maybe there's something to be said about preparation, how serious you take an opponent, but also keep in mind that the Lopez's were extremely confident going into this fight. Like, I mean, extremely confident. William Boxing, I appreciate the support, brother. I feel Haney loses, and this 4-king thing is done. Holy shit! Well, we'll see. Haney will have his day with JoJo. Kambsos, I have a feeling they're going to do Kambsos against Loma next year. I just have this feeling. And Loma's going to get his belts back. We'll see whenever we get there, right? They're promoting right now the Haney Diaz Jr. Triple G Murata is a fight people are sleeping on, by the way. Do not sleep on Murata, right? People saying Theo should get his rematch. Maybe he should, but I don't know. From what I heard, this was his last fight at lightweight, right? I think he's young. He needs to go back to the drawing board, obviously. But back to my point, I mean, Theo Sr. did say on the podcast, I did ask him about Kambsos, and he said Kambsos reminded him of Magdaleno, just not as crafty. And he said they would take him out in 3 to 4 rounds, right? That's what he said, okay? So, like, I don't know if Lopez was 100% or not, but if you were that confident, then the question of preparation needs to be said, right? And you have to show up for everybody. The greats show up for everybody, right? Canelo didn't, like, not train and just whatever about Yildirim. He actually trained, and he took care of business when he got in the ring with Yildirim, right? He didn't have a bad night and say, it's because, I couldn't get up for Yildirim. Like, he did what he had to do. That's what the greats need to do with these type of fights, right? You have to do it fight after fight. And if fight gets postponed or not postponed, guess what? You have to keep your head in the game, right? Point blank. I agree, Joe Lopez. For you, he did look pretty crafty. That's for sure, all right? He definitely did look crafty. That's without a doubt. I did not like one thing Theo Sr. did tell him was to relax, right? And don't get so aggressive. And that the first thing Theo did was get aggressive. Maybe they did believe they were just going to pressure him and knock him the fuck out. And then it didn't happen. And maybe they didn't have a plan B. Who fucking knows? But the only way to clear all this up is in a rematch and then show us in the rematch. I don't want to presuppose, give benefit of the doubt or whatever. Like, the only way to do it is in the rematch, okay? I think Kambsos looked really good tonight. His speed did surprise me. Like, I knew he was a fast guy, but he did surprise me with his hand speed a little bit. He really did, right? And anyone that wants to do the na-na-na-na, boo-boo, ha-ha, D-style, you got it wrong. What happened to your boy Teo? That's fine. Moderators will not time you out, okay? It is what it is. I did get it wrong. So I welcome, look, anyone who's been subscribed to me knows I welcome any, I'm not a sore loser, okay? And I keep the same energy all throughout. It doesn't mean I'm no longer a Teofimo fan. I am. But, as a fan, we as fans sometimes of fighters, right? We need to keep it honest. And we're not honest with these fighters. And at that point, we're fanboys, okay? We need to keep it honest. And I did not like the way he looked tonight. He didn't look prepared to me. And all wins and spoils goes to Kambsos, right? The Lopez's were extremely confident. It did not go their way. So we need to keep that same energy, right? Now, I got to go because I'm going to watch the Figueroa fight, guys, okay? Now, I might go 0 for 2, and it's going to be a sad day for DStyleBoxing if I go 0 for 2 tonight, but I do have Figueroa winning. Hopefully, I could redeem myself. If not, then the feast for crows will be real, okay? But we got to keep it honest. And you guys know, you guys see what I see. That was not a good look for Teofimo Lopez. So if I come on here, any other YouTuber comes on here and says, "Nah, he won." Yeah, like at that point, they're capping. Okay, like the cool kids say nowadays. I didn't start using the term capping till like 2 years ago. Okay, but whatever. The young crowd got me saying capping now. But he's full of shit. That's how we used to say it back in the day. He's full of shit, right? I'm sorry. I got to keep it real, right? Simple as that. So there you go. And mess hits to the wrenches. Somebody comes on, D-Style, you got it wrong, whatever. Don't time them out. They've earned it, so it is what it is. Even though none of them picked Kambsos, but whatever, okay? This is DStyleBoxing. I'm out. Peace.